Hi all, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Thursday, October 21, 2021, and you're watching WGAN TV live at 5. We have an awesome show for you today. If you are a Matterport service provider, get ready to receive free property websites with every 2D floor plan ordered from My Visual Listings. And here to talk to us about it is the co-founder and CEO of My Visual Listings, Greg Patterson. Hey, Greg, good to see you again.
You too. How you doing?
Awesome. Greg, I'm super excited actually to have this show with you today because you have such an amazing service for Matterport service providers. And in fact, for our Matterporters that are watching, if you want to have a great looking floor plan created from a Matterport tour, if you want a free single property website for your Matterport tour photos, floor plan, and video, and you want to save some money, this is the show for you. Greg, so that we're kind of like, let's just maybe jump into a demo. Let's take a look at a single property website, if you would, that features a Matterport tour and includes color floor plans created by My Visual Listings. You want to go ahead and share your screen and show us?
Sure. Let me share my screen here. Okay. So this is our single property website that is actually what we call it is a Matterport theme. And it can have Zillow. We can do any 3D tour at the top. And we have other themes that can do it in the body too. But this is our Matterport floor plan. And you can see it has a Matterport at the top. And there's a menu here with other like details. Photos, floor plans, maps, and so on, this is our single property website, which we have other ones. And you can put in the description here of the property. This is actually a property in Key West with one of our photographers that use our platform. And this is the property features. This is a section that we built into our single property websites that kind of gives it a nice display and adds a picture to it, which you can have up to 10 property features in here. And then we have our photo gallery, which obviously is important. And if you click on the photo gallery, you can go through the photo gallery and you can go through each one. I'm just going to move this over here. There we go. So you could go through each one if you wanted, or you can close the photo gallery. And then we have the interactive floor plans, which this is what we create from the Matterport model. So when you order one of these, this is what it shows up like on here. And these are our color floor plans. So you can also make these a little larger. And then it tells us total square footage if you want here. And we do it both in square feet and meters if you want it. Then when you order, you just put that in your request. And then I'll just put this down a little bit. So when you click on these icons, as you can see, there's 3 floor plans here. So I'll just go through the second one and the third one. And you can see this property, as you see this picture here, you can see at the top, it's a smaller floor. So these are 3 levels. And beautiful house, by the way. And so then you click on these icons. We put these icons in at nighttime, actually, which is good. So they're ready in the morning, and you can click on
these. We'll talk about that, but let's stay focused on, let's take a look at what you got. Let's see it from the real estate agent's perspective or from the potential house buyer's perspective.
Sure. So this is an interactive floor plan that you can click on the icons and you can see inside each photo from your photo gallery that is on these, which creates an interactive floor plan. As you can see, it showcases nice areas in the tour. Same with number floor 2 and so on. Also, what we have, I wanted to tell you, you can actually download these right from the tour. So you can click on this button right here and you can actually download it. I don't know if you can see that can you see that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, good. Because you can download them directly from the tour or from the single property website. which this little icon here shows you. And then we have built-in Google Street Views and Map View. So
Forgive me, Greg, if you could just make that little downloads pop-up go away, because we can still see that.
sorry about
Yep.
that.
If you just hit, yep, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so here's the map view. This is an actual property in Key West. So it shows you a nice map view here. And then it also, we built in this street view. So if it has a street view, some properties don't have a street view because it's either a newer area or whatever, right? And then we'll just go back to the map view. And then, of course, we have the contact information of the agent, which is extremely important because it's presented by that agent. And then if they want to get a hold of the agent, then they can fill in this contact information and get a hold of the agent.
Great. So this is an example of a single property website that you get free when you order color floor plans or black and white floor plans from My Visual Listings. Do you have other templates, other single property website templates?
Yes, we do. I could either show you the template on My Visual Listings, or I could show you the video theme we have and a photo gallery theme.
Let's take a look at the actual single property websites.
All right. So we go to our website, and under the platform, target platform, there's single property websites. So this is where we have themes, and we're building more themes all the time. So we actually built this Matterport theme because our photographers wanted us to make sure that we showcase the Matterport at the top. And this is the theme here, which I think I showed you pretty well, but this is just a different one. It's the same thing. So if you wanted to see the Matterport theme, which we have, you can view sample.
So you're on your website, myvisuallistings.com.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So this is our video theme, which is extremely popular right now because our video editing services is sought after. But this, all you gotta do is click on this view sample and you can see, and all we're trying to do is showcase each thing like the video or the Matterport or a Zillow. Same thing. We have a Zillow one right here. So if you click on this, I'll just show you quickly, because if you don't do Matterport and you just do Zillow, then you can showcase your Zillow tour at the top, which is kind of nice. And then I'll go back. And we do 360. We haven't mentioned this too much. But the 360 panoramic theme, we do panoramic stitching. So this is for the people who don't do Matterports and just use like, what's the Z1 Theta or something like that?
The Ricoh Theta Z1.
Exactly. So they could do these, send them to us, or just from the DSL, which we talked about.
Okay, we'll get into the back end, but let's stay on the front end if we would.
Okay, so the luxury one, we call them luxuries. That's what we started with. We only had 3. We had luxury 1, 2, and 3 at the beginning. And so we used this theme. Was luxury 1 was just a little different. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Okay. So it's just a little different top end, where we put the property information a little bit, the residential, the beds and the baths, and welcome to at the top. And then we have the property details and so on. All of them, you can add property details, descriptions, and everything like that.
So I think what I'm seeing is that if you or your client wants to feature Matterport, you can. If you want to feature a video, you can. If you want to feature a Zillow tour, you can. If you've shot 360s and you want to feature it from 360s, or even photos, and that there are multiple options. So if you go to myvisuallistings.com, select the tab photographer platform, select single property websites, you'll get to this page and see those examples. Can you take us to a page on your site? Maybe if we went to where the tab floor plan services. Yeah, I want to take a little bit deeper dive, taking a look at exactly the deliverable on the floor plans. So if you scroll down a little bit, I think we'll see some different examples go by.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just put some examples on here so people could see like what the finished product would be. And we took some time to make sure that I like color, but some people like black and white. It just depends on the person, right?
So you can have color or black and white.
Yeah,
You
no
can
different choice.
have in square feet or in meters.
Correct.
And presumably, if you don't want measurements, that's probably an option too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, at time of order, we have a field, which you'll see later, that tells you that you put in there, like, I don't want this, or I don't want total square footage. Just give me the floor plan, right?
And I think this piece is amazing. It's $25 per floor plan,
Mm-hmm.
full color. And how quickly can I get them?
You can get them very quickly. That is our thing. That's why we built this system, because the photographers that we have using our platform, and I was a real estate agent too, and I know that you want them yesterday. So that was the big thing, because the reason I got into this is because they said to me, look, I can't get these quick enough. I order them maybe from Matterport or another company, and I'm waiting for them, and I got to go out and do my shoots the next day.
So if I place an order with Matterport for floor plans, the promise is 48 hours,
Correct.
black and white. If I place an order, what time do I need to place an order with you to get them tomorrow?
We say midnight Eastern time. We're a little lenient. If we get them at 1 o'clock, we're still going to deliver them in the morning, probably before you wake up.
Okay, so your promise is based on midnight Eastern time,
Mm-hmm.
and then the promise by my visual listings is next morning.
Correct.
And are you running early on delivery at the moment, or no? It's by morning.
We're early at the moment. Yes, because I'm prepared. Obviously, that's why we got into this and wanted to be part of your system, because we want to deliver it early, and we want to make sure that we have the people to do it and deliver it early. Plus, it's not just delivering it, because some people, okay, yeah, you wait for Matterport, you wait for another company, you get your floor plans. Then if you have a platform that you have a single property website, you got to now go create it. We'll do it for you. So you can go and leave and know that we're going to make sure that we put this on, put the icons on, attach all the photos, everything, because so you can go out, because that was the problem with our people, is they're going, I got to wait till 10 o'clock. It's not here yet. I got to wait till 11 o'clock. It's not here yet. And I got to leave. I got an appointment at 9:30. That's why we wanted to do this. We wanted to make sure. Our big thing is services. We're more of a service oriented platform for real estate photographers and so on.
Greg, I noticed when I ordered my floor plans, and I did order them before midnight. I'm in Atlanta. I think I ordered them actually during the day. When I woke up the next morning, they were waiting for me, and that was super exciting. And I love that you've actually put a stake in the ground and said, get us your floor plan order by midnight Eastern time, and we'll have it for you the next morning. And we're actually trying to do our best to actually have it when you actually wake up.
Correct.
I think that's super cool. And as far as I know, you are the only, My Visual Listings is the only company that has made that next morning commitment for floor plans.
Oh, good. Good.
And I would say also on single property website, because I know I was surprised. So I'm going to ask you in a moment to actually show us how to place an order, but I was surprised in a good way that when I went to place my order for color floor plans, at that same time, essentially, I'm placing my order for the single property website, which is free with the floor plans. And so I uploaded my photos and I populated some information about the property, and I put in the street address of where the property is located. And I placed an order expecting at that moment that I would have to wait until the next morning to get back my single property website. And actually it came back like that, with every piece of what was possible to insert at that moment.
Right.
So the single property website in the Matterport tour version, it literally came back ready.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, the floor plans were added, and then the interactive floor plans were added. So I was just like, wow, this is cool, because I was actually expecting, when you said free single property website, that I would have to build it myself.
Mhm. Yeah, that's important to us because, and there's other things. We thought of other things because a lot of people have photos that they send to an editor to do, and then they have to wait for them. So we actually have an option in there when you order all this that you can actually say, I will order or put the photos later. So you would so it just gets your property website all in the system so that when you actually get those back from the editor, you can add that, you can add your floor plans if we didn't do them, and you can also just add floor plans without a single property website too.
Yes. So how about jumping in and taking us through the ordering process with My Visual Listings to order color floor plans and for $25 and to get the free single property website?
Sure. I'll just go into one of our, so this is actually what the photographer's control panel looks like, our dashboard.
I can't see it, so if you could share your screen.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
So if I'm at myvisuallistings.com, in the top right corner is an opportunity to create an account to sign up. So you're already into your demo account.
Yes.
And you're now at your dashboard for My Visual Listings.
So when somebody signs up, let's say somebody decides to sign up and it doesn't cost anything to sign up. There's no fees or monthly fees or anything like that. They would actually get a getting started video to tell them what they have to do to get set up. It goes over the process. This is actually the screen that they would get. You didn't get this because we didn't have this already at the time. So this is what they would see when they logged in. So this would play and tell them, okay, you need, because you can't order a property website unless you have a real estate agent in the system. So it explains this to you, right? So
you're going to actually take us through it. And incidentally, even though the video wasn't available when I ordered the floor plans, I actually, I don't tend to watch training anyway, so I just jumped into it, and it was intuitively easy to order. Good. So why don't you take us through ordering floor plans so we can see how that works?
Sure. So right here, it's very simple. Order a floor plan plus free property website. And you would click on here, and it's already selected in the drop down of the package that you want. And you get the option either to select color or black and white. So I'm just going to select color here. And this is where I'm going to have to get a link to, if I had a Matterport already done, I would need a link to put in here. I'm just going to grab that link from my doc file. Okay, copy.
So what we're looking at is a service that's tailored for Matterport service providers, for Matterporters, Matterpeeps, for all of us that are doing Matterport. And this is literally the process of how to order color floor plans with My Visual Listings. And there's some extra steps, and that's because you're ordering your single property website at the same time.
Right. Right. So all you do is paste in the floor plan link, and then we even we have a program. So if for some reason you don't have it shareable, which happens, then it will tell you, because we've programmed it where it knows that, oops, I didn't have it shareable, and it'll come up and pop up and say, oh, can you make it shareable? So then you just click next, and then you would go to the next steps. And like I mentioned before, you have to have a real estate agent in here to order it for. So I'm just going to collect or select anyone here, and then the website theme. And also what I mentioned, you don't have to choose the Matterport theme. If you would like the Matterport to show down further in the body and you look at our themes, you could pick one of those. But for this one, I'm just going to pick the Matterport theme. So showcase it at the top. And I'm going to just choose Florida because my sample that I'm going to show you is in Florida. And I'm just going to choose any city for now because we'll go through it. Now, the address. So you just put in the address of the property. I'm just going to put this in for now as it's a sample.
Yes, but this is actually important because this is where you're grabbing the Google Maps.
Correct. Very good point. Because yes, you have to put in the right address here, which I have it in my doc file, but I could use it. And then the postal code or zip code. So 317 010. I'll just put that in. But you're right. You have to put in the correct address or the maps will not work correctly. Now, there's this new, we just added this actually, the new tour title. This is where you could put something like oceanfront property, just listed. It will showcase at the top of your single property website.
Okay, let's do that. Let's keep moving though, because we're all watching and we get it. We've got a sophisticated audience. So
okay. And then you do not have to put the price in. And this is important because a lot of photographers do not want to put, or the agents do not want to show the price for some reason, because if it's changed, which you can change instantly in our platform, but they're reluctant sometimes to show the price. Mm-hmm. But you can either put the price in or not show the price. It's up to you at this time.
Incidentally, sometimes when you order floor plan single property websites from other companies, you wouldn't necessarily put the agent in, but there's actually reasons to do that. And I think it'll become apparent because it just makes it super easy to populate the single property website with the agent's picture, brand, info, etc. So when I created one, I went ahead and I created myself as an agent, right, so that I could go through the entire process and experience it for myself before I would actually show it to another client. Exactly. But there's a lot of reasons that I think Greg will get to about why it makes sense to put in the agent information. And if you're reluctant to do that and it's your first time, then just go create an agent for yourself and then select you as the agent.
That's exactly what our getting started video tells you. Just create yourself as an agent because you might want to make a sample. Like if you're a photographer, you want to have a sample that you can show people and go, look what I can offer you, right? And so just create yourself as an agent and do some tours. Or
yeah, in fact, for our viewers, I did create a sample floor plan single property website. If you Google Matterport, or I should say comparison, Matterport floor plan versus My Visual Listings floor plans, you'll show up in the We Get Around Network forum and see my single property website, branded, unbranded, and the floor plans and everything that I created with My Visual Listings. And I give some commentary and compare Matterport to My Visual Listings. So that's what I did, is I created myself as an agent. Yeah.
And the good news is, if people are looking at this going, are you serious? I have to fill all this in? No, you don't. You don't have to fill it in now. You could fill it in, or the agents can fill it in later, because as you mentioned, we have an entire dashboard that agents have complete control of everything, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. So all that you have to do is put in the ones with the stars, which is only the address, the state, the city, and the beds and the baths, which are selected or defaulted to none, but you could put them in, right? So you just put them in here. And whatever they are, if you know that information, you could put the property description now if you wanted, but you do not have to. We have this, as I mentioned before, when I showed you the actual single property website.
Yeah, but I would say, to our viewers, the first one you order, create yourself as an agent and go put in the features, go make it feature rich and see the full robust capability. Because I thought the magic piece here was, since the agent has a portal as well, that you'll then appreciate that as you order the single property website it's going to show up in their portal, and then they can start making changes and populating all this information that you would not normally populate.
I agree. And not only that, the whole idea here, what you and I are doing, is to get more business for real estate photographers. And so that's why if you can make something that looks better and it's a beautiful online visual presentation of the property, then you want this information. You want the added features in here, which is a nice display. You want the description. It just makes the whole single property website look much better. So then we also have, even though it's a Matterport tour, we have the option to put music on it. And so you can either select music randomly, which click this button here, we don't default it, or you can actually go with the next page and we have a whole bunch of royalty-free musics where you can select the one you like. So I'm just going to select randomly, so it would automatically just pick one, so you don't have to go through that. And I'll click next. So this is where every single property website, you have to upload stills and photos, because obviously you want your photos on here, your property photos. So you would just click on stills and you would select from the files, which I'm going to go to my desktop. Let me see.
And again, if you're presently ordering floor plans from Matterport or another company, this may be different, and it may seem like, oh gosh, this seems like it's a little bit more work to order floor plans. But the plus is essentially, as soon as you complete your order, you're getting back your single property website, and it's
Correct.
populated with whatever digital assets you were able to start out with. So there is a trade-off of taking some time up front, but you end up with the single property website instantly with your photos.
Well, yeah, you get home from shooting this and it might be 8 o'clock at night or whatever. You order this. The agents are automatically going to get a ready email sent to them with their media delivery page, and the tour's up. The only thing that is missing is the floor plans. So your Matterport's on there, everything is automatically done. So when they wake up, the floor plans are already on, and we've already created the interactive with and moved the photos over. So then you would just click start upload, and this would automatically upload, and this probably takes no more than 3 minutes, and then you would come up with this.
So this is almost a little bit hard for me to get my hands around or to believe. So I think I have to actually say this again, is when you place your order with My Visual Listings for your floor plans, and you take the time to add your photos, add some property detail, get the address correct, as soon as you place your order, you immediately have this single property website, branded and unbranded, created for you instantly. So if you're ordering that at 6 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock tonight, 11 o'clock tonight, the agent is automatically going to get the single property. Why don't you pick it up there and fill us in, Greg?
Yeah, well, and this is what we were talking about, is look at the difference between this. If you have a description put in, if you've done some of the information like selected beds, baths, square footage, and this here is a really nice feature. We have up to 10 you can do, but there's a minimum of 5 that you can put in. So, and we tell people as the beginning, like, you can change the picture. If you don't like this picture, you can change which one it is. If the agent doesn't like this picture, he can change where that goes. So it's all in the dashboard. So as you have this, and then in the morning, you will have this actually added to it. Hopefully.
So that's really cool, because it essentially means the agent has everything they need to get going populating their listing. They have the URL for branded, unbranded. And
Correct.
then I think you'll talk maybe, and then if you just go back for a moment to that interactive floor plan, is that interactive floor plan is going to be added by next morning. So
Correct.
Order tonight, by next morning, and hopefully when you wake up even, that the floor plan has been added. So if your agent hasn't even, looked at email overnight, when they wake up in the morning, they're actually going to see a single property website with an interactive map and buttons for downloading the floor plans as well. So it's crazy. It's just, it's fast, and I love the color floor plans. They're
I do
awesome.
too, personally, but
Yeah.
some people like black and white.
Um, uh, content delivery. You want to talk a little bit about links, getting links to the agent?
Sure. I'll just go to actually see if I've got one for this one. So it's what we call it. We just built this not long ago. It's the media delivery page. So we want to make sure that they have access to everything. I'll just go down to my file here. And the media, I'll show you one that doesn't have all the bells and whistles on it because it's just.
That's fine. You could take us back to your website, myvisuallistings.com.
Well, no, here's
okay,
one
great.
here. You can see it.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell you the difference between the two, and this is why we built it this way. This is just a media delivery page that just the photographer just did photos, and so he created a single property website with just photos. So they have the branded tour link, the non-branded tour link. They can copy it, they can view it. The photos, they have high-res photos, which we put in red here because what we do is we keep these for 30 days on our server so that the agent can download these if they want to use it in any type of print media or anything like that. And then we take it off of our servers after 30 days. Otherwise, we would have thousands of high-res photos on there. So they can download that, or the MLS photo size. Now, if there's another real estate board that has different sizes, no problem. You just tell us when we get a person in a different area and we make the size that you need. That's easy. So now here's what we did here is because they asked us, some of the photographers go, look, you know what? I've got videos now that I'm giving people, and I've got Matterport 3D tours and Zillow tours and floor plans, but nobody knows I got it because all they do is ever order photo tours. So can you somehow put some advertisement on here for me? And I said, sure. So we actually built into this samples where they can put their own sample, which I should show you in here because this is the media delivery page where you manage it. And you manage your own delivery page in your photographer area. And as you can see in here, this person, if they did not order if they don't have a service for 3D tours, they don't want that to show. If they don't do custom videos yet, they don't want it to show. And if they don't do their floor plans, they don't want it to show. But if they did, all they have to do is click these buttons and put in one of their samples in here, and it will automatically show just like this. So this person does 3D tours. It shows a sample of a 3D tour that they do.
That's awesome. So for clarification, if the agent only ordered a Matterport tour floor plans, there's still an opportunity for the photographer when delivering the content to say, here's a sample of a video service that we offer.
Correct. So this agent here, whatever, they offer videos, but this person who always just does photos automatically now sees this every time they do a photo tour and go, oh, custom videos now available. Wow, let me take a look at that. And here's the custom videos that this photographer uses. And all of a sudden, from a small $150, $200, $300, whatever photo tour, they're going to make $400 or $500, and they see these beautiful videos.
So, Greg, before we talk about video editing by My Visual Listings, I still want to stay on, I think, some of the things that either the photographer gets or the agent gets or is possible. So I'll tee you up here.
Okay.
White label, single property websites.
Yes. Okay. So if you want it white labeled to your company,
No, you don't need to show me, but just tell me.
Well, you can white label. We have a whole white label system in here, and I don't know if you can see my screen right now.
Nope, you're not sharing your screen.
Okay, all right. We have it in the business owner area right on the home page. It's called White Label Your Single Property Websites. You would click on that, and it gives you instructions on exactly how to give us the information so our servers can use your domain name and company domain name to be able to white label all your tours with your own URL.
Traffic, usage.
We have a traffic tracker system that tracks all the traffic from your single property website that you can set up in the business owner. Oh, actually, that's in the agents area for their sellers. So they can do it on a weekly basis where it automatically sends them on a Sunday, and they just set it up for each single property website that will tell the seller and show the seller graphics and so on about their traffic on the website.
So the agent portal is free and the agent can control the statistics, and that's free.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every single thing we have with the business owner area or the photographer area, which we call it, and the members area, it's all included in the platform.
Feature sheets.
Yes. We have our own feature sheet software that we built probably 6 or 7 years ago that a lot of people use. And do you want me to show you? Or?
Sure. So let's before you go into a back end though, let's take a look at an example of a feature sheet.
Okay, it's right on our website.
Okay, so can you share your screen and take us there?
Sure.
So this is pretty cool. This is a free service that's using the assets that you provide to create a feature sheet that might be one page. It might be one page, 2 sides. It might be 4 pages. I want to say 11 by 17 folded. So this is like super cool that this is auto-generated. Take us through this, but show us a finished feature sheet before you take us into all the stuff that we're looking at. Can you just call one up, just say, yeah, great. So this is an example of a one page.
Here's a one-page feature sheet that you can easily print off your own printer at home,
or as a PDF that can be shared just as a PDF.
Yes, we create a PDF for every one of these.
I didn't see the bottom. I want to, because you have you have the, so on your feature sheet, you offer either one agent or 2 agents or agent and broker, as I recall.
Yes, the bottom of this, which I could show you when we get into the members area, because we added this feature where we actually create feature sheet banners automatically.
But before we do that, let's take a look at another feature sheet. Let's take a look at the finished product first. So you just have some sense of the one page sample we just looked at. Now we're looking at 2 pages.
Correct. So this is a 2, and they're all 8.5 by 11, except the last one is 11 by 17. So this is an 8.5 by 11. It would be 2-sided. And this QR code, if you take your phone and you look, most of them come now built in, and you look at that, it'll open the tour.
The Matterport tour.
Well, it'll open up any single property website. If it's just a photo tour or a video tour, whatever.
Okay. So I can specify what that QR code points to.
If you had your iPhone right now and people have it right now, you could open your camera, go, and it'll grab that and it will open up that single property website.
So yeah, actually that's what I'm looking at, is the single property website.
Right, which again, we haven't even mentioned. We have a whole, like if you're on a tablet or a cell phone, we build a whole version for each one that showcases the single property websites.
So as I recall, when I created my one sheet, I was able to specify the URL that I wanted for that QR code to point to. Am I remembering that correctly?
I'm trying to think of that.
I'm almost positive that was the case. So if I decided I wanted to have it automatically open the Matterport tour, I could do that. If I wanted it to go to the single property website, I could do that. If I wanted it to the branded single property website, I could do that. If I wanted it to go to the agent's website, I could do that. So I want to say that that's, tell you what, if it doesn't do that, that's a feature you'll build out.
Yeah.
I won't sound wrong
Yeah.
here.
Be ready tomorrow.
Almost positive that's how that worked. So if you keep scrolling down,
Yes.
and for anyone who's never seen these kinds of feature sheets, because I could imagine, being a Matterport service provider, you may not, have seen sometimes what real estate agents do. Your software, My Visual Listings, lets you auto-generate this without being a designer. So essentially
Right.
template driven, and you're picking out, if you go back to the 11 by 17, so you're picking out, do you want one page? Do you want 2 pages? Do you want 4 pages? And then you start to pick colors and styles. So do you like pictures jumbled together, or do you like them nice and square, organized? Do you like this color palette?
This is one of the reasons I built this 11 by 17, because when I was a real estate agent, I used to pay a lot of money for people to create these for me. Then I would have to go to a Staples or UPS store. Then I'd get them printed out. And then, oh man, I got to change the price. I got to go do all this again and everything else. You can instantly change the price in the software.
Take us in. Show us how this is done.
Okay, I'm going to have to find the agent at Christy Adams. Here's our sample US agent.
Okay, this is your demo agent. This is not a real person. It's your
That's
demo
correct.
account.
That's correct. So right here we have create, and this is the members area. So every single agent gets this. This is like when you get a floor plan, you order a floor plan, we say, oh yeah, you get a single free property website. You get all this. You get a whole dashboard for the agent, because we found that, like, I'll just go into the create and edit feature sheet. I'll be talking forever about this.
Well, I think the trade-off there, Greg, is My Visual Listings has created so many different free solutions that you can get easily distracted. So let's just stay on the feature sheet software at the moment.
So I will go to one, like you would create a feature sheet for any of these single property websites by clicking here. But what I'll do is I'll get an existing one that we just saw, and I would just, here, I'll just go to next, because this is one of the ones that you saw. And this is, you select, we give you options. This is a 1 page. If you wanted a 2 page, you would go here and you have options. So we give you options. Would you like design 1, where you want the property features showcased? Or would you like design this one here, where you have the property description and the property features and the information over here? Then you could choose any color you wanted. Let's say you're Keller Williams and you wanted this type of color, or your Century 21, or your Coldwell Banker. You could do anything in here. You just want a plain one like this. You can design, we put all this in, which, believe me, it took a long time to do.
Yeah, but I think it's hard work to make it look so easy, but it was easy. I went and created a one. In fact, if you Google comparison Matterport floor plans versus My Visual Listings floor plans, on that We Get Around Network forum post, I've also included a link to the one sheet that I created, just like Greg is showing us.
So I'm just going next, and now here's the difference right here, which I wanted to show you before. On the left, this is what they used to look like when we would have 1 or 2 profiles. And so you can put up to 2 agents on a feature sheet from the same brokerage. We can't add another brokerage here. So it'd have to be the same brokerage. And then you have 1 or 2 people. So it'd be single, you'd show that. But you can see the difference, how it looks between the one on the left or the one on the right. And that's why we added these banners, where you could change the color of your banner to match whatever you want. You can add your own slogan. And so for this is selected as use my own banner because they've created one, which is right here. If they wanted to change that in any way, they could do it instantly. So then I'm just going to click next because they've selected their own banner. And then the property details here, if you've already put those in at the beginning of order or any time, it's populated. You don't have to put it in again. You don't have to do any of that. This is interesting because our features, the 10 features, we have a whole list of things that are already defaulted. And then if you want to type your own and you like saying certain things, it will automatically save these for you every time you go in here to do a feature sheet. So you do not have to type the same thing you like to say. So that's very important. And then they're already in here, so you click next. And then this is where it shows you exactly where to put the images. So I switched from a 2-page from 1 page, and now I have to select other pictures. So I have to go now and select more pictures in here that are not selected. And this is how
And as you select them, they're populating what's on the left.
it tells me where it goes.
It tells you where it goes.
Like
So
number 10. Number 10 is right there, number 11, 12, and so on. So I'm going to go down here and choose one. Let me see. One here. I'll just do it quickly. And then another one here. So now I've told it where to put it. Now I click next, and this is real time. So right now, this is being created as I've selected these images and everything else. It's putting it all together. It's creating it for you while you're waiting, and it's done. So now you can either click here to download the PDF, which is downloading. Do you see that?
I
Can you see that?
I don't think so, but you could
All right.
click here to view. That would be great.
All right, I'll click to view. It should bring it up here. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so it just created all these and the pictures, put them in the right position, everything else as we were talking.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. So it's an amazing tool for as you described. You felt this pain as a real estate agent in terms of trying to figure out design or paying somebody to design, and then stuff changes. So this is like way cool because it's super easy to do this. It's not hard.
Here's another thing too, is when I first started this years ago, 18, 19 years ago, I would tell the photographers, go to a Staples store, UPS store, get some of these samples, print them out on 32-pound, 11 by 17, and take them into the brokerage. They did that, and they got so many people use their services and use the single property websites and the platform just from showing them these beautiful printouts.
So I want to say on your content delivery page, you don't include the feature sheets as a service.
No, we can add that though if they create one. So if you go and create one, but most of the ready email for the media delivery page, they haven't created a feature sheet yet.
I'm going to suggest you add that because you have some places to say, here's a sample video I do. Here's a sample Matterport tour that I do. Here's a sample feature sheet.
That's a very good idea, and we can definitely add that. But at the time, because 99% of the time you're just getting the project back, so it's not created yet.
Yeah, it's a whole nother benefit of using me as a photographer is that you get these feature sheets for your property. Anyway, that's super easy. Before we jump into video, I think there was some other features that I remember that you get free. Before we go on there, is I want to say that I can get a free video created from my photos if that's something that I want.
Correct. And when we say video, it is a Ken Burns effect of all your photos. Add your agent profile, your brokerage profile, and so on. So on my visual listings.
So That may be something as a photographer that you like or you don't like. If you like, it's created for you free by hitting a button and it merges everything that you've already submitted to create your single property website. So it may be an add-on that you can get some more dollars for, or it may just be an add-on that you offer at no extra charge. We're not
Well-
talking about the full motion video. We're going to talk about that in a second. But do you want to show one?
Yeah, I'm actually going to show one if I have one here.
Okay.
that
If you could
is,
share your screen, please.
Oh, sorry. Down here, share screen. I'm back on our website.
Okay,
when-
myvisuallistings.com.
Correct.
And you
I
selected
think
which tab?
I'm going to select the luxury 2 because I think this has one already on it, because this is actually, we also offer where you can add an open house to any one of these.
Yep, saw that as you were going through the
Which is
tour, that
nice.
was the feature,
And
yeah.
this one here, when we have a video tab, if you did not upload your own custom video or you did not get us to do the video editing services, then we automatically create one of these for you, which I don't think I've showed you this before, because this is automatically done, and you have an area in the members area if the agent does not want this to show, or the BO area where you can say don't show this, like the video walkthrough. We called it a video walkthrough because before custom videos came into play, people wanted something like this, so we automatically will create this for you. This is not what you're talking about where you get a free MP4. This doesn't have the agent's information and everything else, but I will show you that right here.
So there's two different kinds of free
Correct.
video that you can get. We just
Correct.
looked at one. That was, what was that one called? That was called the.
That's a video walkthrough that is included with every photo gallery tour, every tour, that if you don't have a custom video or if you even had a Matterport, you can add that to it.
Okay, and
Just
then
click a button.
the second free kind of video.
This is an MP4. We used to create an old sample or whatever that you could put on a CD in the old days of the tour and give it to the seller. Now we've evolved a bit where you can have an MP4 and you can give it to a keepsake, or you can. So what you do is, here's a sample of it. And I'll just play, but I'll take the, there's music to it too. I'll shut this off. So I shut the music off. And so this is what it looks like. And so how you get this is in the members area. There's in the manage the tour area or the single property websites, there's a button to create my MP4. Because if they want to create this at any time during the listing or the active, the tour, whatever, they can create this and then they can download it. They could put it back. There was a gentleman today on the forum that asked, if he could do this and actually edit it and add things to it. Yes, for sure. And you can upload this to the single property website. There is no charge to add any videos to the.
So just for clarification, what Greg's referring to is in the We Get Around Network forum, WGANforum.com. There's a discussion going on already about My Visual Listings, and at Data Venturer, that's Dave Avila, based in the San Francisco Bay Area. In fact, we weren't even talking about this particular video. We'll talk about a different video, but he was like, oh my gosh, this whole platform would save me hours of editing, and editing is not what he does for joy. I would say if he likes to edit for joy, that's great, but he doesn't. And so he's looking at your platform and going, oh gosh, this could save me so much time. But we actually weren't looking at this particular feature. How about we actually go take a look?
Dan, here's where you would order it. So if you're in the agent dashboard area, you would just go down because it has everything in here. You could do anything. You want to change the color of it to match it, you change the color. If you want to download the gallery images, delete any images, there's lots of agents that receive photos or single product websites. People go, oh my God, why are we showing that walk-in closet with all the clothes on the floor? Delete it. Just click here, delete it. They have complete control over it. They want to rearrange them. This add new gallery images, I could go forever here, but
yeah, in fact, I'm going to stop you there, Greg, because I know you could go on forever. And I know that because I've been in my visual listings content management system, both as a photographer and signed in as an agent. And I guess what I would say, Greg, at the big picture, we began the show by saying, if you're a Matterport service provider, you can receive a free single property website with every 2D floor plan ordered from My Visual Listings. But it turns out you get a lot more at no extra charge, which is for $25, you get free. First, you get the color floor plans with square feet or square meters, color or black and white, whatever your preference is. And then you get a free single property website, which is branded or an unbranded. And then you get an agent portal, and the agent, which is free, and that the agent can order feature sheets from all the digital assets and can set up automated free traffic notifications to their client. Get free this video, which looks like I would call it you call it Ken Burns effect slideshow from photos, or free a mashup of photos along with the agent info. So there's a lot of value add that helps distinguish the photographer from other photographers who may just be delivering Matterport tours, or may just be delivering Matterport plus black and white floor plans, and you come along and blow them away because your floor plans are in color and they're delivered next morning.
Yes.
Next morning, delivery, guaranteed. Let's talk about video editing. That was something that at Data Adventurer was super excited about. Before you talk about how to create it, do you want to show a video or maybe just talk us through that? So I'm a photographer, I shoot video, and you'll edit it. How much video can I give you? Does it need to be in order? Talk to me about that.
Okay, so
$57, I want to say, is that right?
Correct. $57.
What do I get for $57?
You get us to edit your video. You send us I'd actually like to show you to go through it, but I'll show you an actual sample of one first so you can see.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
So let me just get a sample.
So while you're calling that up, when I look at what My Visual Listings offers in terms of video editing for $57, I don't understand why anybody would edit video ever again, unless it gives them joy. But if you're not getting a lot of joy out of video editing and you want to spend more time with your family or more time with your friends or more time doing something else or more time not doing something else, for $57, you can have, okay, take it from there.
Okay. So this is, again, just like the Matterport, where if you order a video theme at the time of order, which I could go through quickly, this is a video that the photographer in Key West that uses our services sent us and filled in the form that we have, which is very simple to do. And it makes it very, very easy for the videographer to order this. And they send us the information, they send us the files, they give us instructions, and this is what we can do for them when it's finished. And it too is ready in the morning, hopefully before they wake up. And so it's displayed at the top, and you have the same information that you would have. And here is the finished video, which I will just play here. And this actually has music, everything. No, shut it off because I've heard enough music over the last few years. And it's beautiful. And we have worked with 3 or 4 of our main videographers for 6 months to create this so it would be easy for other video editors or anybody. We just took a photographer that had no idea how to edit anything, and now he is doing 3 to 5 every single week.
So how many clips can I give you? How much video can I give you and have it all edited for $57?
Okay, so easy to show you right here. Click on video editing and free single property website, because there's a form that tells you everything you just asked. And you would, this is a free property website with a video editing. You would click next, it's $57. You would
and for $57, you get a free single property website. So if you're not doing Matterport, and you're not ordering floor plans, but you still want the single property website, order video for $57 and you'll get your single property website.
Correct. You still put in the address of the property, same thing, which doesn't take too long. There's only a few mandatory fields that you would have to do here. The zip code. And then you would go to select random music next. And this is where the form comes up. So all your questions about how do I order it, what do I do, is right in here. So, and over the last 6 months of building all this, we learned to add things to this, because we need to know, how long do you want your video? Well, if you send us 22 minutes of video clips and you want your video to be 1.5 minutes, that's going to be difficult because we don't know what to take out, what to put in. So you tell us, okay, I want it 2 to 2.5 minutes. The order of the video clips, preferably we would like the clips to be in order. But if it's not possible, then please tell us the order you want. So in the instructions, some people say, please, put aerial front of house, right? First, then main home.
You can talk us through that. That's okay.
Right. Exactly. Just like that, right? I know, because I'm not a very good typer. Okay. So then we wanted to add this, include all video clips. So we ran into the problem where, oh, well, you didn't put the video clip of this. Well, we weren't sure because you said to exclude some clips. So we put this in here. So if you want to just exclude some clips and you send us 3 videos of the same room and you want us to choose the best one, we will do that because you've chosen this. If it's redundant, right? Redundant to get this video, then we will do that. So we also have all these where if you want to choose one of the intros, you can choose one of the intros that we have, and we go through this and show you. If you don't want it, that's fine. We'll just put the address. You want to put beds and baths and certain things in the beds and baths. I'll just put this in here. You would put the text. So you would put the address of the text in here if you wanted one of the intros. The beds and the baths, do you want the beds and the baths? That's to show, and it gives you samples here to show you what it looks like on that video. Some people like that, right? And it goes through and shows you, oh, I want number 1 or number 2. It looks nice. I'll just select this. Okay, so if you want to add a watermark, so you want to add a watermark and put it in the corner, you just tell us, no problem, add the watermark, upload it. I'll just say no. Background music, we have all kinds of royalty-free background music. You can choose one or send it yourself. So choose one. Text layovers, we include this. We include up to text layovers on any video clips you want. You just tell us the video clip and the text you want on it, just like this. There's an example right there. This gentleman wanted that on there, or oceanfront property or whatever. I'll just put no for now because it'll tell me to do it. A take action outro. If you want us to type something at the end with your phone number, just put it in here and we will do it. That there. And any special instructions. I would like some speed ramping, slow it down, whatever. You just put it right in here, and then you paste your Dropbox with your video files in here, and then you hit next. And I got some fields that I should have filled in.
That's
Order.
okay. I
Yeah,
stop you there.
exactly.
So this is like so amazing. So I'm actually going to speak to WGAN forum member at Dave Venturer, Dave Avila. He's in San Francisco, and he's in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. And he looked at my visual listings. He said, oh my God, for $57, you can replace what he was taking hours to do. And his thing, he's not a video editor. He's a real estate agent who is also a photographer. And he began this process with virtual tours. So video is new to him. And so this is like really awesome, because if you're totally new to video, like all of a sudden, all you have to focus on is shooting the clips. And if you are a seasoned professional videographer, you can free yourself up and do other things that may be more valuable for your time. So this is like such a powerful solution that My Visual Listings offers for $57. If you want to be an art director and give exactly what you want and in this order of the clips and this is what you want said, you can do that. And if you're not that kind of detailed person, but you just want to provide like, here are the clips and I'll give you some minimal amount of information that would be nice, you can do that. So I love this.
It's really loved by a lot of people. I mean, it saves them so much time. Can you imagine you got to go shoot these videos? And I know how long it takes. It's going to take an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, we don't do these in a half an hour. So it takes an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe more for some of these, because we got to get it right. And we have a revision program that you just click on, goes back to our system. If there was an address change or something happened, or you forgot this, it's all set up. It's perfect.
Yeah. So so a lot of our audience, Matterport service providers, they're new at photos, they're new at video. This is like super crazy because you can use your smartphone and ideally with a gimbal, a stabilizer for that phone.
Oh yeah.
Learn how to take clips, but you don't have to learn how to edit it all together. You just outsource it. And this is a perfect example. I think floor plans is a great example of an add-on. High perceived value, low cost, requires no time of the photographer.
Not only that, Dan, like anybody who wants to do video editing, all they got to do is contact us and we will help them. Like, we'll actually show them videos on how to shoot it, B-roll, everything. We want them to make more money. That's our job.
Yeah. So on video, it's another great add-on. It takes a little bit of time to shoot the clips on site, but it has a high perceived value. And for $57, you should be able to sell that. Do you know what some of your photographers are selling their videos for?
Average $400 to $500.
Cost you $57. 20 to 30 minutes extra on location to shoot, and you have something that may be more valuable to you than your Matterport tour. But certainly $199, $299, $399, $499. Part of it's going to depend on what's your market, what kind of clients you have, what kind of properties you're shooting, what's the value of the properties. But this is such a great example. If you're just starting out as a Matterport service provider, you now can order awesome color floor plans and have them the next day. Awesome single property website, have it that night, finished that next morning. And you can also be in offering video without having to figure out how to buy software and learn how to use it.
Now, that's the hard part, is editing. That is definitely the hard part. It's not hard to take the video clips. You can do it, and you can add a big revenue to your stream.
Greg, we've covered a lot of ground. Is there any question I haven't asked you today that I should have asked you?
I don't think so. No, I think we've covered everything.
How would you summarize My Visual Listings services?
Well, I think that the difference between us and some of the other platforms that offer single property websites and hosting and so on is we are geared towards being a service oriented company. We want to make sure that the things that you're doing as a photographer or a videographer, that we're taking the manual labor away from you and making sure that you can get your product the next morning. That's our number one goal.
Order it tonight, get it next morning.
You got it.
Order floor plans tonight, get it the next morning. Order single property website tonight, get it tonight and totally finished next morning. Order video tonight and get it next morning.
Correct.
Awesome. Greg, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate it.
We've been visiting with Greg Patterson. Greg is the co-founder and CEO of My Visual Listings based in London, Ontario, Canada. You can visit the website, myvisuallistings.com. Active discussions in the We Get Around Network forum, wganforum.com, about myvisuallistings.com, about My Visual Listings. For Greg, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network forum, and you've been watching WGAN TV.